to another lesson. In this lesson, I shall be explaining second theorem. One important thing you have to know about second theorem are just the theorems themselves. They'll be able to help you solve questions. We have 6 theorems. Number 1, angles at the center. So this one states that angles at the center are twice the angle at the circumference, of which is not applying in this case for this question. So just move on to another theorem. Another theorem states angles in a semicircle. So a semicircle, as you know, is when the diameter cuts the circle into 2, that becomes a semicircle. So each time you have a semicircle, opposite angles will always add up to 90 degrees, and then the angle at the circumference will always be a 90 degrees. Yeah, that shows us that PQR here is already a 90 degrees. Then when you add 42 to PRQ, you get a 90 degrees. Then we have the third one, angles in the same segment. Yeah, then we have the other one, cylindric quadrilateral, which is not applying in our case, and tangents from a point to a circle. So let's dive into the question. So the question reads, in the diagram below, PR is the diameter of the circle with center O. Already here we've been given the center and diameter. So the theorem that states angles in a semicircle will apply in this case. Q and S are points on the circumference. The tangent to the circle at the point P meets QS produced at T. PQS is equal to 26 degrees and PQR is equal to 42 degrees. The first question is saying calculate PRS. So the first question is saying find PRS. So PRS is right here. So this is PRS. So they want you to find this angle right here. So for you to find this angle, you have to use one theorem. Now there is a theorem that states that angles coming from the same segment touching a circumference are always equal. Now if we look at the 26 here, its base is touching at this point and its other base is touching at this point. The same thing is happening for the angle that we want to find. It's coming from the point where the 26 is coming, and the other base is also coming from the point where the 26 also came from. So we can conclude to say PRS is 26 degrees as well. So from there, you've solved your first question. We'll move on to B. So B says find PRQ. So you have PRQ, the one this angle. Now, there's this other theorem that states that angles in a semicircle. So if we look at this part is a semicircle. So meaning the 42 here and the angle PRQ, which we want, will always add up to a 90 degrees. So you say 42 plus x will give you a 90 degrees. Then you have x is equal to 90 minus 42. Then you have 48 degrees. So you can conclude to say your angle PRQ is equal to a 48 degrees. Then you are done with the second part of the question. You move to the last part. So the last part of the question is saying find PTQ. Now we have a theorem that states that tangent from a point to a circle will have a 90 degrees. So this angle RPT is a 90 degrees, and the reason is because this line that is touching this tangent, a tangent is just a line touching a circle at a point. So this line that is coming from the center touching this tangent will always form a 90 degrees at this point. And as we can see, this is a triangle. And the last question is saying find PTQ. So I want this angle. So already we've been given our 90, our 42, and our 26 here. The only thing remaining is this part. So you can say PTQ is equal to 42 plus 90 plus 26 plus x is equal to 180. From there you have x is equal to, when you add these three to give you 158, so you say 180 minus 158, and then you get your 22 degrees. So you can conclude to say your angle PTQ is equal to 22 degrees. That's all for this lesson. See you in the next lesson.